Hey everybody, and just like the video title says, Pastafarianism, a new poll shows that it is the best thing for world peace and to bring unity to the entire globe. 98% polled agreed. Yep, no kidding. I made up the poll myself, with myself and some of the dogs that were here, and I told them that if they took the treat, then they agreed that Pastafarianism was the only way to go, and that it brought unity to everybody. So, all of them took it, but one was a little hesitant, just because they're always a little hesitant to take a treat. It's just type and what they are as a dog. But anyways, that just should show everybody that just because a poll says something doesn't mean you should believe it. You should do a little digging on that poll to see how many people they talked to, where those people were that they talked to, and if they won't give any of that information, there's a good chance that that poll is weighted heavily in confirmation bias. I know that we have polls all over the place. Some polls are saying that Trump's going to win, other polls are saying Biden's going to win. Some polls say that percentage of the country doesn't want the current administration to select a new SCOTUS. Another poll says that they want the people to select a SCOTUS. One thing that is for sure, the polls that work better, just like scientific studies that work better, the more people that are polled in a diverse area, and when I mean a diverse area, I mean a large differing area, not all in the same zip code, unless it's for that zip code, about 1,000. About 1,000 people. And the reason that we normally don't use that for polls or for scientific studies is because that can get expensive. So we choose to just poll maybe 10 people and say, out of, 20% or 30%, even 80 to 90%. And you find out that they only polled 10 people or 50 or maybe even 100. And then that's where they get their numbers from. And that's supposed to dictate the entire country. Remember, everybody, this last election, there was a lot of people saying 100% unequivocally, no doubt in their mind, that Hillary Clinton was going to be the next president. Now, a great way to find out if that was going to happen or not is drive around the country. Look at the flyover states. Look at the cities. Look at smaller cities, medium-sized cities, not just a major metropolitan area. Most of the time, the major metropolitan areas think only one way. They're groupthink. They're massively groupthink. There's not much differentiating in them at all. They all think one way. They're like Borgs from Star Trek. They have one initiative. That's it. Just assimilate everything. They don't care what you think. They don't care what you want. They just do it. They just try to steamroll you and say, well, this is what we want. And that's, right now you're hearing a lot of people say, well, we need to get rid of the Electoral College, and oh boy, there's so many reasons why you don't want that. And that is so that the masses don't rule, or mob doesn't rule. And then I've also seen people complain that there should be more than 2 senators per state. Well, the reason that there's only 2 senators per state is because that's what they're supposed to represent, just each state. Hence why the House of Representatives, it's in the title, is the representative of all the people. That is why California has many, many more than Rhode Island, because they're supposed to represent the population of the state. And they grow and they shrink depending on how much the population is, which is another part of doing the census. So, yeah, it's all tied in together. And the fact that the majority of people, or I shouldn't say the majority of people, because that's also false. The fact that there are people out there clamoring every single time against forms of government a lot of the reason is they may not have taken a civics class. They may not have read into it. They may not be very knowledgeable of it. Is it perfect system? No, it is not. It's got many flaws, but just like the poll I gave you at the beginning, you have to find out if it is or not. You have to do a little research. Go look around. Best thing is, travel. Travel outside of this country. And no, not down south to Mexico to sit in a resort. Or up to Canada to cross the border because you feel the need to get some legal weed. Yeah, it's kind of far for me. No point. But yeah, this whole thing, it's just crazy. that we go for polls that we are not really sure how they are and how they do this stuff. And when they do tell you it, if you go and look at how they go about doing the poll, it doesn't work out the best. A lot of them are very, very non-factual. Just kind of like headlines. When you look at a headline, you read it, and then they, as they say, bury the lead, or totally misrepresent what the story is about. But it happens all the time. And we all get confirmation bias because who doesn't like to be right? That's also part of the problem that we have, is we all want to be right all the time. And most of us are wrong. A lot. Because it's called being a human being. And we got to work at that. Because, well, we're all in this giant spinning rock together, even though we all talk different languages and want different things, but we all want the same thing. To be loved, to be happy, to not have to worry about, crime and anything else. But that's not always easier to have. So, yeah, anyways, this is me, and yes, the poll in the beginning, it was 100% factual, and I told you where I got the answer from, myself and dogs. So, yeah, that's it. That's me using my voice. Remember to use yours. All right, you guys take care. Much love. Bye. Don't be a mushroom.